What's up, guys? It's your boy Bubba, and I'm here for my Week 1 battle of BDL, but officially Week 2. If you saw the draft breakdown, you understand I had to buy Week 1 due to the way the league works. I had to buy Week 1. So that means it's time for my official debut with this team. We are going up against our good friend Blitz, who is actually on my DTT team. Shout out to Bond Sweets. Bond Sweets to the top. Anyway, this will be a post-con game for the first week because, well, I don't know if I mentioned it in the draft breakdown. My power went out right before the game was supposed to happen, so I completely blanked on this. But it's probably better because I had nothing prepared. So, anyway, let's get into the team builder. Let's talk about what I brought, why I brought it. Yeah. Might reveal some stuff for playoffs, but who cares? This is for fun. And, oh, that's a firework. It's 4th of July as I'm recording this, if anyone's curious. USA. Let's get into it, though. First one, though, on the team. If you look at Blitz's team, I see Mismagius weakness. Breaks Glow King. It breaks Annihilate. Breaks Blacephalon if it switches in. His only Shadow Ball resists are Bisharp and Swellow, which Mystical Fire on the Bisharp switch does like 70, depending on his set, which I was just assuming he'd be offensive, because I thought with a Violet he took Shadow Balls well enough, but he obviously could have been more, but depth-wise, I wasn't sure. I still don't know. Blitz never told me his sets. We never discussed them. Swellow, of course, is a Shadow Ball switch, but as you see, I have Power Gem on the set, so I can catch that on a switch. And Mystical, even if I caught it with a Mystical, it also would do good as well. It was just really nice. It's faster than everything except Blacephalon, which I thought was going to be Scarfed anyway. When I was building this team, talking to Primal, our thought was it'd be Scarfed anyway. Why be Scarf and just get outsped anyways? So we went Specs, and Swellow didn't really make sense. We thought it just hit things. We could have been Scarf or Swellow, but Bacef always revenged Scarf. So we thought, forget it. Let's just go Specs, let's nuke things, let's go crazy with Blacephalon on his debut. Well, of course, everyone's on their debut, but debut in my hands. Anyway, very excited about the Mismagius set. It's crazy here. Shadow Ball resists are not great. And has coverage to hit the Shadow Ball resist, which is amazing. Very excited. Mismagius goes sicko mode here. Xmon, Dragon Knight. As you can see, we are max HP, or 248. That's max to me, because 252 is lame. Even, or odd HP always. We are 96 speed Jolly for... If I remember correctly, we were speed creeping Serena, creeping bulky Rotom. Yeah, we were speed creeping Serena, creeping bulky Rotom. Which was an aggressive speed creep for sure. But I stand by it. It definitely made sense in my head. Because I either thought, if Bisharp's max speed, I don't want to invest that much speed into it. Because I needed the bulk, and extra attack was nice. And I didn't think Serena ever was max speed in this game. And I thought at most it's going to outrun Rotom in this game. Or I thought I'd go like trying to creep Adamant Dragonite or something. I wasn't sure. But I thought that's enough speed. It will work out. I like that idea, in my opinion. Earthquake, Ice Spinner, Toxic Roost. Earthquake, his team just doesn't really like Earthquake, and the ones that don't mind Earthquake don't want to take an Ice Spinner. Things like Swellow, Thundy, Serena, Mudsdale. Prim is why we have Toxic, because I thought Toxic was good into catching a lot of things, like Annihilate, Prim, Mudsdale. Mudsdale was the big one for Toxic, but it also helped for Prim. Toxic on Serena was good. Just Toxic in general on anything was really nice. Obviously, Glow King's never just hard switching in, unless he's a madman. or he's Shuka or something. It didn't really make sense to hard switch it in, so I was like, yeah. And we're max HP just to take hits because we thought this would be a really good pivot into things like Swallow. If I have my multi-scale up, Blacephalon, it can take a hit. It takes a hit from Prim. It just takes a hit from Thundy as well, which was kind of big with this makeup of the team because Thundy was an issue. Yeah, I thought Dragon is a really good brain, really solid, covers a lot, and just is a problem for him. Could have brought E-Speed. I did consider that at one point, but we thought Toxic was a little better. And he has triple or double Ghost, so E-Speed was kind of eh. Moving on, Cinderace, first pick, third mon on the team. Pretty standard Cinderace. 160 speed Jolly was creeping Blacephalon. Obviously, it could have been Scarf, which I planned on it being, but just in case. Alright. And we're back. I don't know what just happened, but my internet turned off for a second. I don't know. Our internet's struggling recently. Anyway, Cinderace. Pyro Ball, Gunk, Sucker, U-Turn. Really good here with Boots, along with Dragonite, because he does have good hazard settings. He has Annihilate, he has Mudsdale, Colossal, Bisharp. All can get rocks up pretty easily here. And I don't want to deal with rocks on my Cinderace because taking that 25% is not worth it most times. But Libero, Pyro Ball, Gunk, Sucker, U-Turn. Sucker picks off Blacephalon, picks off Thundy. Just picks off a Scarfer, maybe Swallow. Just it was really useful. Almost put Court Change on it, but I thought Sucker was probably more consistent overall. It's just kind of here to hit things. Nothing on this team really wants to take Pyro into Gunk, like Mudsdale will, but obviously I can position around that. It's not too big of a worry, so I was pretty confident dealing with Mudsdale. So I thought Cinderace was a really solid bring here. Brings a lot momentum-wise for the team, which, as you can see for our first two, he had no momentum, and I'm a momentum fiend, so need to get that on the board. Next, Melmetal. Big boy Melmetal. Main thing Melmetal came for. Well, it's just good, because Double Iron Bash is scary. Has coverage for everything. I brought Max Spadef AV. You may be wondering, Bubba, why would you do that? There's a Swallow, and that Swallow fucks me. Swallow Boom Burst cooks me otherwise, and Heat Wave is still a 4 KO. I need to at least make him Heat Wave on switches with specs, with a spec Swallow. I just needed to make him. It didn't make sense otherwise to not be specs. If he was spec Swallow and I didn't have AV Melmetal, I was in a pickle. So I said, we'll go AV Melmetal and we'll just hit things on switches. Bash, EQ, Ice Punch, Thunder Punch. I think that hits everything. Obviously, it's not ideal into some things, but everything gets a hit for at least neutral. I think it may be super effective. I'm liking. No, I can't hit Annihilate for super effective. That's the only one that doesn't. Yeah. Everything else gets hit for super effective. Everything gets hits for neutral with that set. Max or 40 speed was literally just because I figured just in case Glow King or Colossal had speed, or even Mudsdale, I thought they're not going to put enough speed to creep a 40 speed Melmetal. I thought 40 was plenty just to randomly throw in because I didn't need the extra attack EVs. So I was like, fuck it, we'll just throw 40 in. I'll be chilling. The rest was an attack because I still wanted this thing to do damage. It was still a demon. He still hates taking double iron bashes. Yeah, I was happy about that. Next month, our dedicated lead, Rotom Wash. Rotom, planned dedicated lead, Scarf Modest, because his team just lets you run Modest, because I figured, I crept Serena if it was max speed, I think. Max speed Scarf Serena. Yeah, I think that's what I did. Or, I don't remember actually. Or I might have just went Modest Creeping Swallow. I don't remember exactly. This is a little bit ago I built this team. What does that hit actually? curious. 250. No, I'm not sure exactly what that was for. I think it was just Fasten and Swallow. I think that's what it ends up being, is Fasten and Swallow with the scarf still. Anyways, Hydro, Volt, Willow, Trick. Trick was to probably trick. Oh no, it was to trick on the Glow King, obviously. The initial idea was to try and trick that as early as possible, but when I looked at his team, I thought, as you'll see when we go through the game, I didn't want to trick the scarf. I thought, let me keep this. Let me keep this for as long as I can, because it actually does look really convenient here. Scarf just lets me outrun a lot. It threatens non-Scarf Blacephalon, non-Scarf Thundy. Annihilate doesn't want to take a Hydro. It pressure Swallow, obviously, when it's probably specs this game. Scarf Swallow didn't make sense in my head, so I thought that's a pretty safe bring for me. Yeah. I thought it was just pretty straightforward. Takes EQs for the team for Mudsdale. It's a basically free pivot into Mudsdale. Obviously, I didn't get Toxic, but and I threaten it. It volts freely on this team after Thundy or Mudsdale goes, which neither of them want to take a Hydro, which is huge. So I figured Serena might be the switch when I was building, because it takes both Hydro and Volt, which I had Willow because that burns a Serena and that's huge. I also burn on Glow King, just limit its recovery, just chip away at it a little bit. Yeah, I thought Rotom was really good, dedicated lead after talking with Primal about it. Yeah, that's what we settled on as a dedicated lead. And then Sylveon. If you can tell by the first 5, Blacephalon is a problem. So I said, I need a Blacephalon switch, and I need a Prim switch. What does both? Fully Spadef Sylveon. Wish, Protect, Baton Pass, Hyper Voice. Baton Pass lets me keep some momentum going on Glow King, because if I let Glow King get free turns as it pivots in, really sucks. Which Protect just keep me healthy, so I can just continually take on Blacephalon. Was nice, I thought. Baton Pass, obviously, as I explained. And just Hyper Voice with Pixelate, just pretty neutral move to click. Hits a lot for neutral damage at least, and I thought that was good enough. I was never really planning on using this to kill Blasef, but at least switched in and I could Baton Pass into something that could. I.e. Scarf Wash, Dragonite, Mismag, depending on what he's locked into, or if he is locked, just depended in the scenario, obviously. But it was more just like, Sylveon switches in, you Baton Pass out pretty much instantly, or always, or you throw up a Wish, and you Baton Pass, you can heal something up, which could have been really nice for Melmetal, which was also a thought was, Wish Baton Pass into Melmetal, you heal that thing up, you get its HP back after it eats a couple heat waves, and you're like, hey, I can take another 2 more, which is huge. Yeah. Overall, pretty straightforward build. Nothing too complex. But we will now, let me look at the camera, we'll now get into the battle. I will see you there in a moment with the layout for the season. Alright, it is game time. As I mentioned, this will be post-com, because power outages suck. Anyways, we are here, post-com for week 1. So, as I mentioned in the team builder, Rotom is our designated lead no matter what he brought, but I saw no Mudsdale. I was very happy because that thing was annoying. And I saw no Swallow, which is the big one that surprised me, because that was really scary, and I was like, alright, this is way easier to manage. It makes sense though what his team is, though. A lot of these mons are horrifying for me to deal with. But, let's get into it. So, I just gotta move my mouse, there we go. Turn 1. Leads Wash into Annihilate. I click Willow. I click Willow. For me, it was just a mid ground, because I looked at the team and I was like, I kind of want to keep my Scarf now, because it actually looks really good scarfed here. I figured Blacephalon had to be the Scarfer, and with no Mudsdale, I didn't really have to think too much as soon as I killed Thundy, which I thought was pretty easy to do in this game. But I just click Willow because it burns Annihilate if it stays in, trying to be cheeky. If it tries to stay in like on a bolt or something to get its get a Rage Fist boost. And it covers this. It covers Prim. It covers Bisharp. It was just a really nice mid ground, so I was like, let me just click Willow. I'm locked in, so I have to pivot. I pivot hard Dragonite because in my head, the worst he probably does is Sludge Bombs, and I also considered, and I just felt like this got me a lot of information to see what he'd click on my bulky Dragonite. That it wasn't really a punished play, so I thought this is pretty easy. I can just go Dragonite. He chilly receptions out into, he goes hard Thundy. And this moment in my head it clicked. He has Weather Ball. This is a problem. I did the calc. Dragonite always lives a Weather Ball. I think unless he was Specs, which it did not feel Specs. I think it might have been a roll if it was Specs. I can't remember exactly because my Dragonite was so bulky. Weather Ball never killed me here, so I was like, let me just force damage. That was my thought. And he plots. Which was kind of what I was scared of, which is why I made this play. Because if he plots for free here, I'm kind of fucked. So I said, fuck it, I'll Ice Spinner. Does 76. Really, me, it's pretty standard Thundy. Not too bulky. Just, I think it was like maybe a little HP or something. I knew I never killed there. I thought he may fear E-Speed here, but I couldn't bluff that because I died to Weather Ball. And Weather Ball is like a basically no drawback play in his eyes. At least it looks like it. I pivot Rotom because I thought no way he clicks T-Bolt or anything that actually punishes a Rotom switch, and I can just go Rotom on the Weather Ball. Pretty easy, I thought. He does show the Weather Ball finally. Does 44. And I just click the Hydra. He's not expecting me to be Scarf, which I feel like he could have known based on the fact that I didn't Volt on Glow King. But the way I saw it was, he probably thought I did that because if he went like hard Thundy there after I Willowed, he was in a good spot. Or I didn't proc Annihilate Rage Fist boost or something. Like, it made technically sense why he didn't think it, but I thought it was a little risky, but I was like, I'll click Hydro anyway. Let's just show up the Scarf. Picks up a kill. Really glad I kept the Scarf. He goes Prim. He knows I'm choice at this point. I just have to go Sylveon. I get burned instantly. Not really a huge complaint from me. It's better than this getting Toxic, which is actually nice. But it negates my lefties, which kind of sucks. But I was okay with it. I just put Baton Pass. I end up being faster. I think we find out later this is a speed type. I think neither of us had speed in our mons at all. I thought he had a little bit. But neither of us had speed. Which, at this point, it made me believe that this was super bulky Prim. Like, max HP. So I was like, I can just go Rotom, because it's just kind of easy. He reveals Flip Turn as well, which confirms my suspicions. He goes Basef on the Prim, and I go Sylveon. That's a good double from Blitz, just kind of annoying the heck out of me there. I assume that's what he was calling, was just the Sylveon double. Wait, I forget what the scenario. So this is the Scald. Okay, let me just remind myself what just happened because I didn't go slow enough. I have a Tom Bass in the wash on his flip. He goes Blasef, and I think he was trying to bluff he wasn't Scarf. Now that I look at this, because doubling out there because he could have just easily Shadow Balled me. But this also covers Hydro, his Prim play. But I just said, nah, I'm out. Sylveon, easy. I throw off a Wish, I'm faster. He crits me instantly, which is kind of lame, but it didn't really matter. I Protect, just kept my Wish. And then this revealed to me I won like every speed type at this point. Because he hit me first, which is really funny. It didn't really matter, none of the speed types. Of course, I would have liked to lose the Baton Pass ones I clicked, but nothing actually mattered on these speed ties, so that was just funny to me that we speed tied the whole time. I baton pass. I go Melmetal. Because I was hoping I lost the speed tie when that happened. Because if I lost the speed tie, I was going to go hard wash and just start vaulting. But when I won it, I was like, he can just Moonblast here. It makes sense. Let me just go Melmetal and threaten. I go back to wash because I didn't want to take a Scald Burn there. I just Volt. He reveals Protect, which reveals to me that this set is built to beat Melmetal because he's Protect trying to stall out bash turns and whatnot. I assume it's Rocky Helmet at this point in my head. I don't know for sure. I don't think I ever find out what item this is. He goes Slow King. I just get a free Volt because I lose nothing doing that. I go Dragonite here because his team doesn't want to take an Earthquake from this position. Nothing does. I figured I could get Chip on Prim maybe. I could just kill this potentially. I Earthquake and he reveals the Shuka Berry, which without the Shuka, 36 time. He doesn't die, but he probably dies after burn without the Shuka. Yeah. But he doesn't die, and he reveals the Ice Beam. As I'm max HP and with multi-scale, I was never worried about this scenario. I thought this was free to me. And he can't stay in again, and it makes sense for him to switch. So I roosted, because I was like, this is just a free roost. I'm not scared of like him staying in again, because sacking Slowking Gala would be such a bad play, in my opinion, because then he just, every time Rotom comes in, Volt Switch is hurting something. Nothing on his team actually wants to take him at this point. I roost up to full, and then I had a feeling he wasn't going to click anything, and I never died through multi-skill, so I was like, fuck it, I'll just get a Toxic on this, so it potentially opens up Melmetal later, because it'd be way easier to wear down if Melmetal if it is poison for Melmetal. He goes with Cephalon. I'm always living this. I was kind of unsure what he's doing. I thought maybe he's making a double just to scare me. But he then reveals Trick. And he is Scarf just like I thought in prep. I Earthquake, pick up the kill. First kill for Dragonite of the season. And not first kill of the season. But first kill for Dragonite of the season. Hopefully many more to come. But kill Blisef, really happy because two of the Mons Sylveon was supposed to check are already dead. And Sylveon's still very high on HP, which is really big. I bring up Mismag because I had a feeling it made sense to bulk up when I was choiced into Earthquake. It just did, because I couldn't really threaten this. I couldn't do a Wing Beat or anything that actually damaged it. So I said, fuck it, I'll go hard Mismag. I never died to non-boosted Rage Piss, by the way, even if you use max attack. I never died. So it is a shiesty play and pretty crazy double, or not double, but pivot. But it threatens instantly, and I'm never dead to a non-boosted Rage Fist. And it covers Drain, it covers Ice. It just made sense in my head. I thought, this is a free Shadow Ball. I knew Bizarre was coming in, but I thought it's not worth Mysticaling, because if I Mystical, he gets the Defiant boost, and then I'm in a pickle. Because this early on, I can't kill it in one. It takes like 70 if it's just fully offensive, and I have a feeling he was not fully offensive. So I just figured, no point in risking this when I can just very freely just Shadow Ball once, and hopefully I don't drop it with Spadef drops. He was a Violet, I confirmed there, I'm pretty sure, unless he just happened to not be, and it just looked like it because he's like max Spadef. But I'm pretty sure he was a Violet based on that damage. I went Rotom because I figured it was a pretty easy sack, but he ended up SDing, which was horrifying, by the way. That Bisharp's a demon with an SD up. He SD'd, and I clicked Willow because I'd shown it already, so I figured it made sense to try and trick it, or just show I knew Willow, so he had to fear it. He couldn't sucker, and I was always faster. So he just switched. I just Willow. He gets a free turn here. Kind of sucks for my momentum. And I just went hard Mismag because I was not scared of anything really. And he just goes back to Bisharp. He threatened Sucker Punch, so I have to pivot. I go hard Dragonite. And this is where the game gets shiced. Oh, no, it's not yet. Never mind. Oh, I make a really good call there. Because I had a feeling... At this point in the game, I thought he cannot take an Earthquake and be okay. He just can't. So I clicked Toxic because it made sense. It caught Annihilate, which felt like the switch. It felt like Annihilate or Prim was the switch to Dragonite. Because at this point, I could still have a move for Prim. My set looked like it was pretty much walled by it, and he probably still wanted Prim HP for Melmetal, so I figured clicking Toxic was pretty free. It either hit Prim again, which was kind of awkward if it happened. I have sacks to get out of that, so it's not the end of the world. But it just made sense in my head, because I thought, no way he sacks Bisharp, or tries to go for it there. I get the Toxic on it, which is so big, because now this thing's just getting chipped into Mismag range. I don't think that crit mattered, by the way. I don't think it ever mattered. If it did, oh well. I don't really care. He shows leftovers on his set. I think he might have already done that, but I'm just realizing now as I'm post-comic miss. He shows leftovers. I had a feeling. I almost mystical here, but I thought, no, I have to call this, and there's not really a downside to Shadow Balling because I can just keep doing that cycle. In my head, that's what I thought. So I thought, let me call it out because this is definitely bulky Annihilate. I click Shadow Ball, I call him out, I get the play right. Annihilate's cooked. Gone. Easy money. Shadow Ball, broken. The snow's gone, and this is where the game gets scary. He SDs on my Dragonite switch because staying in with Mismag would be a throw because then he got even more DDs. Or not DDs, SDs. I Earthquake because I'm faster. He makes the correct play and double Swords Dances, which I think I thought I lost at this point because he could just have the moves that OHKO my whole team. He Sucker Punches my Dragonite quick drops. I'm horrified at this point. I realize the only thing on my team that actually lives a knockoff at +4 is this, and it's still a roll, by the way. I'm not sure his investment. I think Adamant, or I think it might have been Adamant Bisharp at +4 is a roll to kill. I'm not sure what his set is. But I think it might be Adamant because his roll looks like Adamant. It's like a low roll Adamant. But it's like a roll in my favor to kill, for the record. If he's Adamant +4 knockoff. But he also could have low kick, which I was horrified here. If he has low kick, I lose right here. Thankfully, he does not have low kick. I lose my Assault Vest. But he's gone. If he had low kick, I lost right there because he just Sucker Punches through my whole team. But he wouldn't... I realized it after, when I was talking to people about the game. He needed Iron Head, which is why I'm pretty sure he didn't have low kick, or why he didn't click it. Yeah, why he didn't click it. I don't think he had it though. I think because he needed a way to kill Sylveon. So I figured that was why, and that's what the other move was. I go Prim. He goes Prim, and I just sack Melmetal. I figured it's not really useful at this point versus these two. I knew Mismag beats both at this point, so I just throw away Melmetal. It did its job. Well, I mean, its job was to kill Swallow. And Swallow didn't come, so I guess it did its job. Got a nice Gunk on the Slowking because I figured Gunk was a no drawback in my opinion because it kills Prim from here, I'm pretty sure. And I turned into a Poison, and I didn't figure he'd call. And I knew his whole set, I should say. I knew his whole set, and I figured he couldn't kill me if I was a Poison type. So that was nice. Get some chip on the Slowking. I U-turn out, just 22. At this point, though, I had already realized that this was Max Spadef from the Rotom Volt switches, by the way. Yeah, it was Max Spadef. I knew that. With, like... Did it show its item? Oh, yeah, Shuka. I'm stupid. Yeah, I knew it was Max Spadef. Or it might have been from the Dragonite roll. Anyway, I remember during the game I figured it out. And at this point, I wanted to just keep this healthy. I was going to make a baton pass play or something in the Mismag. Then the Future Sight came out, and I was like, I need to stall this out. I knew his full moveset once he clicked Future Sight. He couldn't actually kill my Sylveon with no Sludge Bomb. Because I think I was trying to sack it, from what I remember. It was that or I was just trying to make the pivot. But I healed up Sylveon, so I'm nice and healthy at this point. And I'm just trying to stall out the Future Sight at this point. Because nothing on the other two mons don't want to take one. And there it is. There's the Future Sight. And so, I actually lose the speed tie for once. Which is really nice. I get Mismag in. And Mismag, as it should, sees 2 mons dead to Shadow Ball. Bam! And then we got a good old... No. Oh, I forgot to live one. He tried to Ice Beam freeze me. I respect the hustle. He couldn't do anything else at that point. He Ice Beam freezed me. I think I could have lost. But I think Cinderace's Pyro Ball did too much at that point. Plus I can just keep trying to unfreeze. I think I still had the game at that point. But it just became way more dicey if he froze me there. But yeah. That is week 1. We go up 1-0. Oh, my camera's reversed, so it looks stupid for me. And this is an OK symbol. Shout out me. We go up 1-0 on the season. Great start for the boys. We have Grum this upcoming week, which will be the first live comm as long as everything goes to plan. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed our first post-commentary game for week 1 with the team builder. If you have any thoughts of what I should do for future weeks, let me know. I appreciate it. Hope you all have a great day. I'm out. Peace.